Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. Load number 10. This is load number 1 of 2 for today. Both are going to the same customer. He's a subscriber to our channel. I think he's about a half hour away. So we're going to get on the road, get this one delivered, come back, load up another one, and we'll get 2 in today, in between everything else we're doing. We've had a lot of rain this week, which is good. We needed it. But starting today, I think things are going to start to dry out just a bit. And that's good because I have to finish up the driveway job for the neighbors. That won't take long. A little bit of touch-up work, geotextile and stone. And then I also need to finish up the building pad for our building. Also, I gotta say, I'm loving the F600. I don't know how I got by without it for so long. Great for everything that I do. Delivering firewood, moving dirt, rock, basically anything you need a dump truck for. All right, I think this is the right driveway. I hope so. It's beautiful up in here. Really, really nice. Tell you what, this would be a little sketch in the wintertime right here. It just drops straight off. So this is Axel right here, but we have a really interesting person to introduce you to today. Axel's dad. This is Eyal?
Yeah, Eyal.
And where are you from, Eyal?
I'm from Israel, from the northern part of Israel. I'm living in a village. I used to live in a village over there.
How long have you been here in the States?
Moved in June 2022, so it's 3.5 years roughly.
What made you come here?
You.
Really?
I was dreaming about moving to the US for many years. I just wanted to move to the US to do firewood, to just... Israel is small. There is no nature at all there, so it is very limited in that. I just started to fall in love even more with the US, and I wanted to move here. Mm-hmm. And then I got the opportunity to move here, and so I did.
And you're a software engineer?
Yeah, I'm a software engineer.
What'd you do before that?
I was a motorcycle mechanic for a decade, and I did farming because I grew up in a farm, and I did all kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. What kind of trees are in Israel? Nothing like here, huh?
Nothing like here. Everything is way smaller. The biggest trees we have, and even they are smaller because we don't get a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So they don't grow up as big as they are. We have pines, which again are smaller than the pines here.
Yeah.
And we get the eucalyptuses from Australia. They are not, by the way, local in Israel. They were brought 100 years ago to Israel.
Okay.
So they grow up a lot in Israel. We have many of them, and they are the biggest, I think, we have. They grow up relatively big.
Yeah.
But most trees are like apple trees. We have, fruit trees like oranges and lemons.
Right. Now, it doesn't get real cold there, right?
No, it's hardly ever getting under freezing where I live. We had few occasions in my life they got under freezing.
But you still have that 40, 50 degree kind of...
We have 40, 50s. It gets cold. We think, Israelis, we think that it's cold. We feel that, 40s is cold. I'm used to
Yeah.
Now when I'm in the 40s, I'm feeling blessed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it is very different.
So what was the biggest surprise to you when you came to the States? Like maybe something that you have heard that wasn't true, or what was the biggest surprise to you moving here?
Many things. Everything is so different, and there is so many things. You think that you know the US from movies, from YouTube. You think that you know everything. And then you come here and you discover that mentality is totally different. Even though you think that it's alike, it's not. It's different. Yeah. Even credit cards work differently than it is in Israel.
How so?
In Israel, everybody has a hand in your pocket. When you get a credit card, they charge you monthly unless you ask otherwise.
Really?
Yeah. So you don't get to choose when to pay them. You're paying every month unless you're asking specifically to delay payment or something. So
okay.
things work. We don't have credit score in Israel. It just does not exist. So things are different.
What about the people here? What did you think of Americans before you came, and what did you think after you came here?
People are very, first of all, America, you know, it's like when I speak with people from Israel, and Americans are like that. Americans are what Americans are you speaking about? The one in New York, or the one in Oklahoma, the one in Montana, or the one in California?
Right.
Just tell me which one, because the people, you know that, the people here in Pittsburgh are so different than the people around Butler.
Yeah.
And it's only 45 minutes drive, and it's totally different population. So
right.
That, I don't know how to answer that question.
That's a great point. I've said that all along. So we're a big country, you know, It's a big country here, but it's so diverse, and people do so many different things. They come from different backgrounds. Yeah. And that's, you know, what works for one person in downtown Pittsburgh isn't going to work for somebody that lives in the middle of Montana. Yeah. You know what I mean? And everyone's so different. And I think that's really unique, you know, and it's a good thing. I like the diversity and all the different backgrounds, but I think Americans in general probably get lumped into one category or another, yet we're all totally different. Yeah,
and I think that the biggest difference between Israelis are very direct, very straightforward. Whatever they tell you is what they think. They don't say, they're not kind just to be kind.
We call that, they don't sugarcoat things.
Exactly. And here, people being kind in America is a value. It's something people value. It's a thing. Being kind, just for being kind. You can dislike somebody, but be kind to him. And that's a thing in America, even though people know how to how to get angry, but mostly people are kind. People are opening the door in sheets, and then on the road they're behaving totally different because they're behind the window. So
how long have you watched our channel?
Since
close to the beginning.
Yeah, I think that you had maybe 50,000 subscribers when I started, something like that. And the first video I saw, I still remember that you were stacking firewood on the lawn, you know, rows of firewood with a husky splitter. Yeah. Everything was so different back then.
Yeah. That's great. So, like I said, it's like a whole new world to you here.
It is. And it's exciting. Starting my life again at age, I was 42, 43 when we moved here. Yeah. Is an experience. And I traveled the world for 5 years, so I know the world. I lived in England, I lived in Australia, traveled India for 6 months, been to Thailand, most of Europe. And
Levi, my son, you met Levi a couple weeks ago or a month ago at that farmer's market thing. He sells trees. Exactly. But his wife, did you meet Kate?
Yeah,
she's from Thailand.
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah. What country is your favorite besides like moving here, like of all the places you've been?
Australia is amazing.
Australia
is amazing. It has many downsides, so I prefer America.
Yeah.
Australia is way more empty. There is less population, so it's way more isolated from the world, so there is less opportunities there. Yeah. Australia is very different from the rest of the world.
Have you had a chance to travel around the U.S. at all?
Not as much as I would love to. I traveled from work to Texas and Chicago, but you know, you get to see the places that you visit, only the offices, and I didn't see much. I traveled the area around Pennsylvania, Ohio a little bit, West Virginia, and I drove all the way by myself with the car to 2 hours south of Atlanta to get my dog. Really? And drove all the way back in 2 days. 14 hours back there, 14 hours.
What's the breed of your dog?
Black Russian Terrier.
Black Russian Terrier.
Yeah.
And what made you look for one of them?
I served in a special unit in the Army, in the IDF, and my commander had a Black Russian Terrier, and I didn't know even what breed it is. It took me a few years to get what breed it is. So, because it's very rare dog. So when I saw him, I just fell in love, and I said, the first second that I'll have the conditions to give him the best life he deserves, I will get one. it's not a dog for Israel because it has long hair, you know,
Yeah.
big coat.
He's a very nice demeanor.
But they are very, very smart, very protective, and very big dogs. And so, yeah, I just waited for the perfect conditions, and I got them here. So
That's awesome. So you went to Atlanta to get them. That's cool.
yeah,
If you have a chance, I can tell what you're into just by coming here. But if you go, I don't know if you've been in northern Pennsylvania at all, like above Interstate 80, you can spend days.
I drove north to where Adam lives. What
Yeah.
county it is? I forgot the name.
Yeah. But if you go across like Route 6, farther north than that,
Yeah.
Wellsboro, like Cinnamahoning, Benezet, those places.
Okay.
I'll email you a route if you ever want to take like a weekend.
I want. I drove to Buffalo, New York to see the Niagara Falls and everything, and we drove to Hershey's.
This is all different. This is like real small towns, lots of back roads.
That's what I love.
You make sure your tank is full
Yeah.
when you go in, because you know what I mean. And you can spend a day. The Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, it's beautiful. Cinnamahoning, Benezet has elk.
Yeah.
Elk was native to Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
and they were pretty much all killed by 1867. Then they reintroduced them. Now there's like
Okay.
1,000 elk up there.
I didn't know that.
Big woods, beautiful country up there.
That's where the picture, the elk picture you shared.
Yeah, we put a picture on Facebook the other day. Elk. Everyone thought I was in Colorado and all over the
Yeah.
place, but that's like 2.5 hours from here.
Yeah, I've never seen elk in real life, so it
Yeah.
would be interesting.
They're
yeah.
a big animal.
Yeah.
What's your plans here for the next couple years? I mean, I see you got yourself a Coyote tractor. You're splitting wood. You planted some grass the other day.
Yeah, so my goal is to get this place. I want to build a shop here, a 30 by 50 shop. We used to have a shop there, as you can see the leftovers of it.
Yeah.
So I want to rebuild the shop here. By the way, Tom from Concrete with the Horses was here and gave me a quote for a
was he?
concrete pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first chance I get, I'll build a shop because I like working with my hands, you know, doing carpentry, rebuilding a square body truck.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming about square body truck for so many years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I want to build a square body. I want to get a car ready for my kid. He's 11 now, so when he gets a driver's license, I want him to have some cool car.
Yeah.
You know,
What
maybe an old Corvette or something.
Yeah. What kind of motorcycles are in Israel? And what did you work on when you're...
So there's everything in Israel, but I'm an off-road guy. You see outdoors.
Yeah.
So I'm an off-road guy. I always rode and competed a little bit even. I wasn't very good. But I like riding, so I rode bike since I was 13.
Okay.
So I love that. That's
Yeah.
part of my life.
That's awesome. Well, you're getting 2 cords of wood. This is the first delivery here. I see you've got a bunch cut and split. Do you know what you go through in the winter now here?
I finally got an estimate because I had 2 or 3 winters here in this house. I'm not sure, but I understood that winters can be very different.
Yes.
The last winter was very cold and a little bit snowy, a little bit more than the normal.
Yeah.
So I got through a lot of firewood, and I have a propane to complement that when I cannot hit with firewood.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm going through 4 cords.
Yeah.
If I'm not using firewood when it's above freezing. I'm using firewood mostly when it gets to the freezing point and under that, because then it just drinks the propane. It just uses it. It likes the propane.
Last winter, we had that cold snap lasted a while. Like it didn't get above freezing for a long time.
Yeah, it was a harsh winter from me. I'm not used to that. The winter before that was totally different. It was mild. It was just a long fall.
Yeah.
It just almost didn't snow. It wasn't cold. It was very mild. So I think that I burned 2-3 cords in that winter. But my goal is to have 6 cords every winter.
Yeah, and stay ahead of it.
Yeah. I want to stay ahead of it. And that's why I'm buying now, even though I have firewood. But I'm not ahead of the game. And with the log splitter I got, the equipment I have here, it's hard for me, and the time that I have, it's hard for me to get ahead of the game. So I need a push. You know,
Yeah,
I understood that now, that I need a push so I can next winter be ahead of the game and start being ahead of the game.
Right. Well, let's get this load. Divs, really, I'm so glad I met you. I
same
am
here.
just
Same
fascinating to hear your story, and I appreciate it.
Same. Thank you for coming.
Well, we'll get this dumped off, and I'll go grab another one.
Great. Thank you.
All right, load number 11. So you got a lot of stacking to do here, but between what you already have and this, you should be good to go for a while.
Yeah, I think they will easily do the winter now.
So how do you like the Coyote?
I love the Coyote. It does everything I want it to do. It's strong enough for basic stuff, for what I do, and I'm not doing, you know, I'm not tilling, I'm not mowing. You know, my property is sloped, so I cannot drive around, but I move firewood, I move logs.
Mostly loader work?
Exactly, 99% loader work. The rest of it is just, you know, grading and fixing the driveway. And for that, I don't think that there's anything coming close even to the Coyote specifically, just because of the lift capacity.
Yeah.
And the way it works.
That's one thing. I like Kubota, but Kubota always lacks in loader capacity.
Exactly. If I would have to buy the Kubota that I need to get the lift capacity I have here, I need to pay double the price.
Yeah, and a much larger frame.
I think that I paid for this tractor with bucket and the fork and the box blade, and you know, tires loaded and everything. I think that I paid 27,000 or 28,000. I think that I will be at around 40-45 with the Kubota.
Yeah, to be able to lift
1,800 pounds. So it's all about, you know, what you need. You know, if I had a field to mow, I would have bought a different tractor. It's just all about what you need, about what your needs are. And this one is exactly that. You see, I'm pulling logs when the slope is too much for me to drive on. I'm just pulling the logs with chain and a strap.
Yeah, you can pick that oak log up off the ground and everything?
That came here from the woods. So I pulled it because it was in a place that I couldn't drive on, so I pulled it a little bit. That's why you see the chain.
Yeah.
And then when it was on flat ground, I just lifted it. It was on the limit. You know, I needed to keep it low, and I need to drive very slow and very safe, because people sometimes don't understand, but the bumps is what breaks the tractor.
Yeah.
So you can lift the the maximum capacity, you can lift it. But if you will drive fast and the ground isn't even, the jumps will break
your axle
and the loader and everything else.
Right.
So, yeah, that's an oak, a very heavy oak.
Yeah.
And when I moved here, I understood the oak is just almost like concrete.
Yeah.
It's just impossible to understand that till you lift a log that grew up here in PA, when it's totally wet all the time, all year long. It's just wet.
It's so heavy too.
Freaking heavy. But it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, it's good wood.
Yeah.
We had a lot of discussion off camera too, but my main takeaway from today, I really appreciate meeting you and just talking with you and stuff. But it's funny, no matter where someone's at in the world, we all kind of share the same interests. Most of us just want to get up each day, make your life better, make your family's life better. Yeah. And it's really nice meeting you. It is. And hearing your stories, and you've been around.
Yeah, I've been around.
Yeah.
I've done some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to Canada. That's all. It's the only place I've ever been.
Traveling the world is just, it's great. I love it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
See, I have no desire to go to Europe or anything.
I can understand that now. When I'm here, when I moved to the US, that was the first time that my foot, landed on American soil. So I moved here. That was the first time I was here.
Yeah.
I didn't came to visit, and I fell in love, and okay, I'm moving to the US. So I landed here, and that's since then I'm here.
Did you ever second guess your decision, like when you first came?
I just asking myself why I didn't do that when I was younger. Because
really?
I'm 45 in December. I'm having a hard time doing as much as I did when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I'm just feeling sorry I didn't move. I didn't move years ago.
So no regrets.
No regret. I love this place. That's really a good place to be living in.
That's great to hear.
You Americans need to feel blessed with the country you have, and I need to feel blessed that my family is here and I'm here.
Yeah, that's a lot of it too. We were talking about that earlier. A lot of times people, you're just used to things being a certain way and don't realize how blessed and fortunate that you are.
And how easily things change. You know, I've heard the sentence, anarchy is only 7 meals away. 7 meals away. So
yeah,
neighbors killing each other over food is 7 meals away. Because when people get hungry, and I don't mean, you know, I'm hungry for lunch. I mean, my kid didn't eat for 3 days.
yeah,
He's starving, and I need food. Things go south very fast, and that's only 7 meals away. Think about it, how fragile everything is.
yes. That's what else we talked about. A lot of people don't think bad things can happen if they've never experienced them before. You know, they think you're just immune to it, you know, or that doesn't happen here. That's in other parts of the world or whatever. But yeah.
Nobody's immune. Everything can go south so quick. And think about it, how many years the US is the way it is.
Yeah.
Compared to the history of humanity. It's a fraction of time.
It's nothing.
And everything can go south in a heartbeat.
Yep. Yeah. So
we'll, you know, enjoy our time in a restaurant, and the day after things can go. And you could see it even in Europe in the 90s, what happened in Yugoslavia.
yeah.
When in the middle of Europe in the 90s, not long time ago, people were killing, you know, neighbors were killing each other for food.
Yeah.
And it wasn't very long time ago. It was in the 90s.
Right.
It wasn't, you know,
Yeah, this
Africa
wasn't like 100 years
or
ago
the
or
Middle
something.
East or Asia or Europe, the middle of Europe that we
Yeah.
all know and love.
Yeah. We're just talking. We're not full-blown preppers, but we're both
On the edge.
on the edge. Maybe leaning a little bit more towards it.
Yeah, we are. We definitely are.
Well, it was really nice meeting you today, and I'll have to bring you out someday.
Yeah, I'll be happy to come and meet the other, because your family is wonderful.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You take care.
You as well. Drive safe.
All right, so I got back to the house a little bit ago, but I tell you what, that was a great day. I was really glad that I got to meet Eyal. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Eyal. But it's amazing just talking to people from different parts of the world who are like-minded and into the same sorts of things that we are, you know? And just a fascinating guy. He's been all over the place. Like I said, I've been a lot of places in the United States. Farthest I have gone past our borders was into Canada, and that's probably about it. Australia is one country that I could see me going to. I doubt that I ever will, but I could at least see myself going there. But there's so much exploring to do here in the States, and it's just not my thing. It's not, but and I don't really have any regrets about that either. But anyway, great guy. That was a lot of fun today. Like I said, we talked both on camera and off camera, but something that really stood out to me, and I knew this, but until you hear somebody else say it, 7 meals from anarchy. It's pretty interesting, you know? We never, people have a tendency not to think anything bad can happen if they haven't already experienced it. You know, for those, our grandparents and things that lived through the Great Depression, you know, you remember stories of them talking about that, but they lived through it. We did not. And a lot of us, I think the majority of people just think things like that aren't possible here, you know, because they've never experienced it. But anything's possible. But I think that's about it for today's video. Appreciate y'all being here, I really do. And I will catch you on the next one.